Our content is made for information and entertainment purposes only. This is not financial advice, nor are we financial advisors, and we'll never tell you what to do with your life or money. Please do your own research before trading or in any type of investing. YFT Network does not work for nor in part of any existing business or privately owned organizations. If you would like to promote your business with our platform, please check our website at yftnetwork.com. All right, shalom, shalom. What's going on, YFT, baby? All glory to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Help us watch over our people. A lot of unemployment going on, man. It's getting real out here. People losing their jobs, running into Caesar. Again, man, if you do lose your job, we're not saying it's bad to go file for unemployment, but you can't just stop there. You know what I'm saying? Because now you're just putting your trust in Caesar the whole time. You know what I'm saying? If it does happen, you got to keep it grinding, man. Keep pushing and find something that you're passionate about. But let's just keep it moving, man. What we're going to talk about today, the internet. Understanding the internet will help you understand cryptocurrency. So this video here is for people that really are kind of on the border. You know what I'm saying? Don't really understand how things are moving. And we have to understand, man, we've been using the internet this entire time. And we have to understand why it's so hard for them to censor things and get rid of things that they don't like. It's just hard overall because you got to understand no one has control over the internet. No matter how much they want to have control over the internet, there's always loopholes around anything that you want to do. Now, the only way they have full control over you is if you use their services. So we have to go back and break down how the internet was even created. So I'm not going to go into big documents and how, you know what I mean, things work. I'm going to just give you my explanation on how I see it working. And I'm pretty sure you talk to anyone else that's tech savvy, they will tell you the same thing. So right here, man, everything on the internet is built off protocols. And everything we do on the internet, as far as sending emails, visiting websites, sending messages, watching videos, all that is done through a protocol. If there's no protocol, no code that's written for you to do it, then you're not going to be able to do it. So how is it all this interoperable? And the reason for this, when we just look at how everything is put into play, you have your layers of the internet. So of course we have to connect to now. I don't know if you guys remember, some of you guys that were old enough to remember, we used to have to dial up to get on the internet through your phone company, and then we started switching to broadband, and then now we're doing cable and fiber optics and satellite and all that. You know what I mean? It's just so many different ways. It's not just one way to connect to the internet. And that just shows you that it's a decentralized system that you're connecting to. Because if it was just one centralized system, everybody would have to go through that one specific system. But we have to understand, all these protocols you see here are connected through nodes throughout the world. So when I'm looking at these protocols, right, and I'm looking like, all right, damn, how is everybody able to see around the world what I'm doing and what they're doing or your friend is doing all at the same time? It's because all of these protocols you see here, especially at the second level right here on the screen, these are all coming out of the internet servers. Now the IPv4 and the TCP, all this right here is coming from the actual physical servers, like your Comcast and your actual your routers, your Ethernet, your 802.11. That's when you look in your cable box or you look at your on your computer, you will always see that number 802.11 somewhere. PPP, all of this stuff, all this level right here is just getting you connected. Cable, coaxial cable, twisted pair, optical fiber. This is just to get you connected. Now, when you're thinking about the internet, you're thinking, all right, damn, I got to go through Comcast. I might have to go through Spectrum. I might have to go through Verizon. So you're thinking in your head like, damn, it's centralized. Well, technically it's not centralized because there's more than one company that can supply you that service. You get what I mean? Anyone could just come out and make basically get into the internet game. Now, it's a tough game to get into, don't get me wrong, but as long as you're connected through it, there's nothing they can really stop. Because once that cable is connected and it's going through your system and your Wi-Fi is connected and all, it's you know what I mean? It's a wrap after that. You know what I mean? There's nothing they can do to actually stop your internet. Now they can come through, Caesar can come through and be like, all right, we want to censor this, and this like they do in China. But those people in China, I'm telling you right now, there's tons of people in China that still get around the stuff that the government is censoring them from not going on to. I don't think they can get on a lot of social media from China. But I guarantee you there's still people that's using it because they understand that it cannot be controlled. So a lot of people might use VPNs. Now a VPN is basically a protocol, just another protocol added so it can hide your IP address and you can actually use your computer and mask it as if you're using it in another location. So if I'm living in New Jersey right now and Jersey started putting out rules saying you can't do this and that, well, I can just go and connect my internet through the Bahamas. You hear what I'm saying? So there's a lot of ways around it. And that's what we have to understand about the internet, just in general. So let me just bring this chart up real quick. And these are the nodes. So everyone around the world, especially different nations, they all run nodes. People like geeks and shit, they all run their own nodes. People actually do this stuff, man. There's especially dark web dudes that actually have servers. They like running these protocols and adding to the protocols. If you go on GitHub.com, it's all day, nonstop. People just, you know what I mean, advancing protocol, just making their own stuff up. And every now and then you will have a super protocol like blockchain that comes up out of nowhere. Before the protocol TCP, remember we had to connect on dial-up. So AOL basically was the only way to get on. You had AOL, you had CompuServe, you had Netscape, a bunch of those dial-up internets that we had. But then when TCP came, the internet was able to be interoperable. So everything was able to go into one. So it wasn't just different internets that you're connecting to. The whole internet became one, and the whole protocol spread throughout the entire world. So as soon as I'm connected to the internet, it's basically the same internet in China. Just because China might block some things doesn't mean it's not the same internet. The same protocols are being ran, and no one can control those protocols. You know what I'm saying? They have to go to the actual services, like your Comcast, your Spectrum. They have to go there and block that site for you to go there. Now, if you want to be a geek and you want to learn code, you know what I'm saying, that's a whole nother route you can go down and actually run the internet on your own. You can connect. I don't know if you guys ever remember when you were at school and there were block sites and stuff. I don't know if you remember, they used to block sites. And there's always like a website you can go to, like a proxy server, and you can just bypass the whole shit. You hear what I'm saying? So I don't know if you guys remember that, but I used to do it a lot in middle school and high school. There's websites we wanted to get to, and we just use a proxy. No matter how much they try and block you out or do, there's always a way around it because the internet is not controlled. I'm not going to keep saying it. And before I get into blockchain and really explain how it's the same, we're going to get into the W3C. The W3C is the Worldwide Consortium, World Wide Web Consortium. It is an international community where member organizations and full-time staff and public work together to develop web standards, led by web innovator inventor and director Tim Berners-Lee and CEO Jeffrey Jeff. W3C's mission is to lead the web to its full potential. So when you're looking at W3C, basically all you're looking at is like the UN, the United Nations, these one world government type organizations. And that's why they call it organization. This has nothing to do with them controlling the internet. If you read it carefully, this is why it's so important to read. If you don't read, you're gonna be confused and you're gonna be deceived. So it says W3C's mission is to lead the web to its full potential. You know what I'm saying? So just read it. I mean, its mission is to lead and the public to work together. It's an organization of full-time staff and the public work together to develop web standards. Now, this is not saying that they can just go in and do whatever they want. I mean, that's what they try to do, but they know they're not capable of doing it. So what do? They got to form these organizations and try and drag the internet the way they want it to be dragged. And all this is coming from higher levels, the elite and all that. So you just got to see the deception behind it. So when you looking at it and they're telling you this, oh, we want the internet to go here, that doesn't mean anything. That's just them telling you what they want the surface of the internet to look like. So when we go back to this chart right here, and you see the top layer up here, where you see Silverlight, Firefox, Skype, Kazaa, all that stuff, that's the surface internet. So this is why they can go ahead and get rid of platforms like Kazaa, old platforms like Napster, all that stuff, because that's surface internet. That's the stuff where they can be like, all right, you know what? We don't want this on here. Let's go take them down. Let's go, you know what I'm saying? Let's go get rid of them. But at the end of the day, if there was someone doing something in the background and using their own code and doing what they wanted to do without showing their IP address, Caesar can't stop them. Caesar cannot stop that person. You know what I'm saying? They can only stop the surface internet, what they want the internet to look like, the surface internet of the internet. So when we look at blockchain and we see that the internet can't be controlled, and we look at blockchain, it's like, all right, if the internet can't be controlled and they're trying to lead the web how they want it to be done, that means blockchain can't be controlled. So when we're looking at cryptocurrency and we start seeing articles saying they want to ban stable coins and all this stuff, this is going to be a hard task for them. This is not an overnight task where they can just ban stuff, because what can someone go ahead and do? Someone can go ahead and make a better protocol and make a new stable coin. You know what I'm saying? Because protocols are just written code. So if I'm writing a code, that person's putting it on the internet and then bam, that's it. You can't ban a code. You get what I'm saying? It's just like BitTorrents. People download BitTorrents all day. People download files from BitTorrents all day. You can't stop a protocol from getting to where people can get their hands on it. So this is how blockchain is working. You should start understanding, all right, let me look at my web now. So these protocols, once a protocol, say if I'm in South Africa and I created a protocol, that protocol is now being transmitted through all the nodes around the world. So everybody, like all these geeks and stuff that do code and on the internet all day on GitHub and Reddit and all that, they will see that and blow it up. Just like how they did Bitcoin. When Bitcoin first came out, all it was a code. And people saw it and ran with it, and then it spread throughout the entire world, and it couldn't be stopped. You get what I'm saying? So this is how it works, man. This is how the internet works. There's nothing different than blockchain and the internet. So when we look at blockchain, I'm going to show this picture right here, you're going to start seeing things called Internet of Things. Now, when we look at Internet of Things and people that understand cryptocurrency, you would know that a lot of these different coins are different protocols. So the blockchain in general is just another layer on top of the internet. You know what I'm saying? Blockchain, when you think of blockchain, you think of internet. You know what I'm saying? And then connected to that blockchain are different protocols, which are your different coins that do different things. You get what I mean? So you might have a coin that's a privacy coin. You might have a coin that's a coin of value, like Bitcoin. You might have a coin for like Ethereum that's for smart contracts. There's a bunch of coins, man. They all do different things. There's another coin called Theta Coin. It's for bandwidth, where you can sell your bandwidth to other people around your neighborhood. Cardano, like you gotta do your research, man. I mean, this video's not here to just explain the whole gist of it, but it's just to show you the way you have to look at the blockchain. The blockchain is just like how the internet was created. Boom. So you have the blockchain. Now you have all your protocols around the blockchain like you did with the internet. So each of these coins are not the same. This is why when we go to CoinMarketCap and you look at all the different supply caps and all that stuff, and then you go look at all these coins white papers, they're all different codes. You know what I mean? They're all different protocols. And let's go to here. So when we look at the blockchain, what is a blockchain? Each of these coins, they're recording a ledger. And these ledgers run 24/7, which is of all the transactions. So when we look at Interledger and W3C, what we just talked about, they have a separate organization called the W3C community for Interledger. Now, what is that? Now, what are they doing? The primary goal, we're going to read it right here. The primary goal, let me just make sure that's not in the way. Hold on. The primary goal for Interledger payment, of the Interledger payments community group is connecting many payment networks ledgers around the world via the web. This group's vision is an open universal payment scheme built on web standards that allow any payer to pay a payer regardless of the payer's choice of payment instrument of the payee's account. Now, when we look at Interledger, you're going to understand what the Interledger protocol is. The Interledger protocol is going to bring all this blockchain stuff together. Just like how when we went from dial-up to how we look at the internet today, the Interledger protocol would do the same exact thing. So the Interledger protocol would be similar to how, and I'm going to do a whole different video on this so you guys can see the actual images. So it would be similar to how, let's see here. Remember how it used to be on AOL and you had to have AOL to send messages to each other, to send AIM messages? And then what happened later on? We got to the bigger internet and now messages just opened up. Now you can message through anything, apps. I can be on freaking Comcast. Someone can be on freaking, it doesn't matter where they're at. The messages are all, you know what I'm saying, all interoperable with each other. You know what I'm saying? I can send a message on Facebook and it gets to the other side of the world. I don't have to be on AOL to do it. You get what I'm saying? So, and of course you still have these messaging apps like AIM. Don't get me wrong. All these messaging apps are all like basically the same thing, but they're just more advanced. So just think about that, man, for real. It's real easy to understand once you start noticing how they set this up. And the real problem is people don't understand the surface internet. The surface internet is what the sheep use. I mean, if you want to call yourself a sheep for using the surface internet, go ahead by all means. But if you understand the under layers of the internet, then you can start getting into, all right, I don't want my IP address showing. You know what I'm saying? I want to do other shit. I want to use private fucking web pages. I want to use private browsers or whatever. You know what I'm saying? We all do that, man. And that's what it's about. There's browsers right now connected to the blockchain, like Brave browser. I have it down here. I don't know if you guys can see it. But Brave browser, that's a totally private browser, and it pays you money. It pays you Batcoin. So you want to go ahead and hop in Batcoin. Not buying Batcoin, but you can actually get paid just by browsing the internet using Brave browser. And all your information is sealed off. It's not like Firefox and Chrome and all that where it's connected to Google. Brave is a whole nother system, bro. It's a decentralized browser. And this is just where we're moving to, man. We've been using the internet. So you have to understand the internet and how all these blocks are put together to really understand the blockchain. So when people go around and say, oh, decentralization is controlled by one person, it can't be decentralized. Like, you dummy, you've been using the internet this entire time. The shit's been decentralized. People just don't know that they can do anything they want on the internet. That's their dumb ass fault. So they talk shit and talk down, especially on us, when they don't even understand how the shit works. But that's all I have to say. I'm gonna have another video explaining the internet before and the internet now, how it's different. I went into it a little bit, but I got some more things I'm gonna break down even further so you guys can see it. So this will be part 1 of this video, and tune into the next one when we make it. All right, I'm gone. Peace.